So whenever we go to class, see you take now this class aim is to write instructional objective. I think you can see the PPT. So instructional objective. Instructional objective are those which we are going to write in the lesson plan. So whenever you are going to write lesson plan, the first step in the lesson plan is writing instructional objectives. What we mean that instruction is that which we provide to the students. Now what I am doing is instruction. So what I am doing now to you is instruction. As like you will be doing to your own students. So that is instruction. For doing the instruction, you will be having some objective that we call it as instructional objectives. So these things my students will learn. My students will learn the nature of metals at the end of my class. Then that is my objective. According to me, my students will learn at the end of the class. They will learn to write how they will learn how, at the end of the class how to write instructional objective for a class. That is my objective for this class. Okay, that instructional objective, it is divided into general instruction objective and specific instruction objective, as you can see in the PowerPoint. So general instruction objective and specific instruction objective. Okay, see what general means, the subdomains. The general means those are subdomains. Okay, like remember, understand, apply, analyze, all those things are general instructional objective. If you give any specification for each general objective, then that will be called as a specific instructional objective. So we will go by one. Before that, I want to summarize, because we have 16 subdomains. A teacher has to write 16 instructional objective for each subdomains. So that is starting from remember, knowledge, apply, analyze, evaluate, create. So then receiving, responding, valuing. Okay, all those things we have to go on. So there are 16 domains. For each domain, you have to write one general instructional objective. So totally we'll be having 16. Okay, what education is taught that writing 16 will be tedious for every teacher. Okay. Therefore, what they have done is they have clubbed. They have club. They have that becomes easy for us. All the 60. So, from cognitive domain, they have taken remember, understand, and then apply. From the cognitive domain, they have taken first three. So remember, understand, and apply 3. Okay. Remaining 3 that has left over. What are those? The remaining 3: analyze, evaluate, create. 3 plus psychomotor, full psychomotor domain. They made it skill. Okay. So we have now remember, second one is understand, third one apply, fourth one skill. This skill comprises of the leftover cognitive domain plus psychomotor domain full. Okay. Then for affective, altogether have only one. For affective domain, only one general objective. Total affective domain. We are not writing for each subdomains. Okay, now how many we have total? The condensed general instruction objective, how many total?
5, sir.
5. Good, 5. So we have starting from remember, understand, apply, skill, and affective domain full. So 5 only we have to write. This makes our talks very easy. Okay. Right now I will proceed. You can easily understand. See this. So left you can see the word. The word remember. The word remember is, we call it as general instructional objective. And right, if you go now objective, I will be presenting in next slide. Before going to objective, I am saying the words which we can use for writing objective. Okay, this slide for the words which we will be using for objective. Next slide will be direct objective itself. Okay, So if I am in the remember level, what I have to do? I have to define, I have to recall, I have to recognize, identify, or list out, or naming. Name any one scientist. Select the material which will be floating on the water from among the materials. There may be 10 materials. The student has to select the material which may float on water. List out any one psychologist. Okay, so these are the specific words for the general instructional objective. Remember, because as we have said, remember is general thing. Okay, one more question. What is the difference between this, the left and the right? The GA, I'll go for the terms which we are using. This is called as general instructional objective, and this is called the specific instructional objective. GAO, SIO. I'll correct the mistake. So GAO is general instructional objective and SIO is specific instructional objective. Okay. Why do we go for those specifics? Why not only with remember? Why do you have one more instructional objective? Why not? Like I can say my students have to remember about instructional objective. My student have to understand about Benjamin Bloom's taxonomy. Why should I use? Why at all I should go to SIOs? Why not I limit myself with GAOs?
Sir, GAOs are more broader terms, sir.
Yes, more broader. Yes, this SIO is very specific. From the name itself, you can get general means it is it's a cap term, more umbrella term. Okay, still you can filter down. Still you can find the deeper distance difference between the two, GAO and SIO. So let us have the first one as general and specific, and still. If I say I remember the definition of psychology, how do you know that I remember the definition of psychology? How do you know that? I can say I know full about psychology. I have read psychology. I know all of this. I'll tell like that only. But how do you know that? I know the definition of psychology. What you have to do? You have to ask me
Questions, sir.
questions. You have to ask me questions. Define psychology like that. You have, so that is on the right hand side. I will tell. I remember psychology. So the thing is, why we are going for SIO means it is measurable. You can measure it. If I define, you can measure it. You can put 0, you can put 1 mark, you can put 2 mark, you can put 0 mark if I am not answering. Therefore, if SIO is measurable, what about GIO? Tell me, what about GIO? You see, it's easy only, it's opposite of that. If SIO is measurable, what about GIO?
Cannot measure.
It cannot be measured, otherwise it is called as non-measurable. It's not measurable. One more difference is there. If you are saying you are measurable, how does it is measurable? You are putting marks, you are putting 2 marks for my definition. How you are putting that 2 marks for the definition? How do you,
Comparing with the standard one, sir.
correct. That is answer is correct. You are putting marks because you are observing it. You are observing my answer. Okay, yeah, the comparing is also correct. First, before that, you should see the answer. You are observing and then you are measuring. Okay, then the same equivalent for GAO is, what is the term? I have said observable. Observable for SIO. What is the equivalent term for JIO? Opposite of that. So it's easy on it. It is
Non-observable.
very good. It is non-observable. We cannot observe. We cannot observe. If I say I remember, you cannot you cannot observe. You cannot measure. If I say I understand, you cannot observe. You cannot measure. I know. I know means what you know. I have to express in terms of, otherwise I have to tell the definition through my communication, or I have to write, or I have to draw, I have to do some experiments. Then only you can observe and then measure. Okay. What are the reasons why we are going for SIO? Why not we stop with GIO? What are the two important things? Yes, SIOs are
Measurable and observable, sir.
good. SIOs are measurable and observable. Okay, that is why we are going for SIOs. Otherwise, we will write only JIO. If we write JIO, it is not observable, it is not measurable. So therefore, we have to go for some specific terms which are observable, which are measurable. That is why this is the importance for specific instructional objective. Okay, I think first you have understood for remember, and this is for understand. Also, we know these things which we have explained. So whenever you are writing, you also give, you explain what is translate. We have said interpret, extrapolate. These things you explain in your answer, that essay type answer. Once you have that notes, it will be easy for you, even for examination. Just you can recollect by seeing your own notes. That will be very easy. So you have understood from the class. Just write it. Okay. And then I said apply, the third one. Apply. See, for verbs in the apply, it is this: formation of hypothesis, infer, reason out, generalize. These are the words. What is a hypothesis? What is hypothesis?
Theory paper.
Snehanjali?
Yes, sir.
You told me what is hypothesis. You said something, that's why I'm asking.
A statement or that is given in just in paper, not practically proved.
That is not practically proved, or that is a statement before our approval up. Okay. Or Shaker, any idea about hypothesis?
Yes, sir.
What is hypothesis?
Means thinking. It is
Okay. What you do is thinking. Now you are thinking what to tell about hypothesis. Yes. Okay, it is a guess.
thinking on particular topic. Then.
Prediction, sir.
Prediction is little bit difficult. It is different. Hypothesis is a guess. It's a tentative. Assumption. Everything. Every word is little bit different.
Imagination.
No. I have said the answer. I have said the answer. It is a guess. It is a guess. That is what we call it as hypothesis. A guess is called as, or you can tell a still more refined word is, it is a educative guess. So educated guess. Suppose if I ask this question, whether it will rain now, whether it will rain now, what is your answer?
Different answer will be. It may rain. It may not rain.
No, let us consider. Just you tell me one answer. Don't give different answers. Just you tell one answer. You consider your place where you are. From that place, you tell whether Whether there
No.
will be rain? No. How do you say no?
According to the climatic conditions, sir.
Correct. Correct. That is what hypothesis. What was your climatic condition? What is your climatic condition there in your place now?
Sunny.
Ah, yes. That is what hypothesis. See, the question is whether it is rain, whether it will be rain. For this question, how we will be answering? Just we will see the sky. We will see the sky. We will see the temperature. Whether if there are clouds, then we will see if the clouds are very dark, very much dark, and if the clouds are lengthy around 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer, that much lengthy and dense, and it is very dark clouds, then it may rain. These are the indications. If there is a fall in temperature, then it may rain. So this is called hypothesis. This is called guess. See, you are saying no. No means you have done all these things. You have seen the sun is there, and it's a normal temperature. Temperature has not been reduced. There are no clouds. And even the clouds are scattered. It's a white in color. Therefore, there will be no rain. See, before saying no, you have done all this analysis, and then you are saying no. If you are saying yes, again you have to go all these things. You have to see the temperature. Also, you may get one smell. Before raining, no, there will be one smell. It is due to some bacteria which is reacting on the sand. A smell will come. If that comes, surely rain will come. All these things are indications. So based on this, you will tell whether the rain will come or rain will not come. If you say, so that is what it is. It is called as an educative guess, and whether it will be true or false. You have said no. How do you prove that no? You have said rain will not come.
There are no clouds in the sky.
No, no. I think
There are clouds.
your answer is okay, ma. You have said no. No is we call it as guess. When this will be proved? The next question is you said no, that is hypothesis. When that will be proved?
After the
If
event,
there is
sir.
Yes, if there is rain, that will be disproved. If there is no rain, that will be proved. We have to wait for some time. That's all. You have to wait for some time. You have said no, that is guess. Oh, that will be hypothesis. When this hypothesis will become true, you have to wait. You have to wait for some time, 2 hours, 3 hours. You have to wait. If there is no rain, then your hypothesis will become true. This is how the scientists will do. This is how the scientists they will go for prediction analysis, everything. First, they will go for hypothesis, and then they will prove the hypothesis. When you prove the hypothesis, what the hypothesis will become? If you prove the hypothesis, what that hypothesis will become?
Theory.
Correct. Wonderful. Theory, thesis. See the word hypothesis. You break the word hypo and thesis. What is the meaning for hypo? What is the meaning for hypo? It is below. It is the low, below thesis. If it is proved, then it will be going away. Then it is left over with the thesis. That is thesis. If it is proved, maybe it may be wrong or right. If it should be proved, that's all. So you have to accept, even if it is whatever you predicted comes correct, you have to accept. Whatever you predicted comes wrong, you have to accept. Then that will become a thesis or theory. So this is how the scientists go. So they will guess something and then will conduct the experiment. Based upon the experimental evidence, they will come out whether the guess is correct or the guess is wrong. As like we have done for the rain. Okay. So that's what the infer, reason, or generalize. So very. Can you give any example for generalization? It's easy for us. We have done. Can anyone give? Okay. Zinc conducts electricity. Mercury conducts electricity. Copper conducts electricity. How can I generalize all these things?
Metals conduct
Metals conduct electricity.
Wonderful answer. That's what you didn't get the link. That's why. If I say one example, you are getting the link. Zinc conducts electricity. Mercury conducts electricity. Copper conducts electricity. Zinc, mercury, copper, all are metals. Hence, metals conduct electricity. That is the link. Metals conducts electricity. This is what generalization. So you see one instance, you see another instance, you see third instance, you generalize. You see one crow that is black, you see another crow that is black, you see the third crow that is black, and you generalize crows are black in color. And some exceptions are there, but generally generalization will be made. Yeah, there may be few, one or two, because in metals all are solid except mercury. Mercury is in liquid state. Okay, likewise there may be one or two exceptions, but generally we will be concluding with majority of the statement, like 99% or 95%, like that we go. This is how we go for generalization. Okay, see the verbs. These are the verbs: formation of hypothesis, infer, reason out, generalize. All those things you have to use in your SIO. Okay, next one. Forming of hypothesis comes under apply, and testing of hypothesis comes under skill. Arranging for experiment, experimenting, drawing, all those things comes under skill, where the leftover cognitive domain like analyze, create, evaluate, along with the entire psychomotor, it comes under this skill, the fourth one. And where we have all these verbs, action verbs. So we said no, SIOs are observable, are measurable because of these action verbs. Because of the action verbs: define, recognize, form hypothesis, test hypothesis, differentiate, translate, interpret, classify. All those things are action verbs. You see, remember, understand, apply, skill, or inaction verbs. These will happen only in mind level. If I say I possess the skill of teaching, unless and until I teach, no one knows whether I have the ability of teaching. I can say I know swimming. Unless and until I swim, then only others will accept. I can keep on telling I can do this, I can do whatever I say, that will be only in mind level. That's what inactive verbs. These GIOs are inactive verbs. SIOs are active verbs. Okay, right. The last one is, I said it's affective domain, therefore that one we have in terms of interest. Okay, discussing with scientists, reading in library, referencing, going to planetarium, all these things who will do? Discussing with scientists, reading in library, going to planetarium. Who will do all these things? Reading in library. Who will do all these things?
The one who is interested to read.
Correct. The one who is interested. The one who is interested, they will go for the library. Suppose if you go to library on Sunday and Saturday, when we find only some few heads in the library, which means that few are interested. Okay. So the one who possesses interest, they will go to the library. The one who is not interested, they may not go. Okay. So this is affective domain. So if you see someone in library, it means that they have taken care of their classes, of their own interest, and they are good. We won't generally, we may say read, but some people only they go to library, which means that those few people, they possess interest in that subject and go to the library and read. Okay, so these are the things. Now we have condensed all those 16 subdomains into 5. SIOs, 5 GAOs and 5 SIOs. So GAOs are inactive verbs. It is non-observable, non-measurable. GAOs we directly borrowed from Benjamin Bloom's, but that is not useful for us. We need active verbs. We have to observe. We have to measure. Unless and until we measure, why we are measuring and why we are observing? What are the usefulness for this? Why to measure at all? What is the importance of measurement here?
For evaluation.
Why to evaluate the students?
To know where we stand in the process, sir.
Why do we know where do you stand? Why you should not allow?
To know whether we are able to achieve our objectives.
Why should I know that you are achieving your objective?
To improve, sir.
Still you are not fit to graduate, to promote, to get into job. That is the final thing. All these are correct. What? Just I have built upon question, that's all. I thought you may come to the end. The end is to graduate. At school level to promote. At public service commission level to give a job. They also assess us. Public service commission. Wherever you go. Railway Recruitment Board, Public Service Commission, Defense Examination. So all those things they assess us. Why do they assess? To put in the job, to select correct men and women, to select for a particular job. That is the final thing. Okay. So everybody assesses. That is why we have, as a teacher, we have to go for assessment. That is why we have a separate course named Assessment of Learning. A teacher should know how we should assess. Okay, right? Now we are into the writing part. Okay, again I go by one. Okay, if I say this example, you can easily understand the remaining 4 examples. Okay, right. So I have taken the ability, the remember, that is from Benjamin Bloom's directly. With that, I am writing the first one, general instructional objective. You see the student knows chemical bond. Student knows chemical bonds. You see the SAO, student define chemical bond. So where is the difference? Where is the difference? Kavya? Where is the difference, Kavya? Tell me.
Sir?
Where is the difference? Are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Tell me, where is the difference between SGAO and SAO?
In SIO is the SIO, sir. The student can able to say the definition.
Still you can say it is before you. Still, the difference in SAO, then where actually the difference is?
Sir, this is SIO is more specific and GAO is most general.
Kavya, I have put also in red color where actually the difference is. It is in
No.
and defines. Okay.
Defines.
Okay. See, in no means it is general term. As I have said previously, I remember. I know I have skill. All those things are general things. I have to express it. How I will express it? If I define. If I define, then it means that I am expressing. If I define, you can hear and then you can measure. You can observe and then you can measure. And this is where it is getting differentiated. So see, the remaining structure of the statement is one and the same. Only the word gets changed. Knows and defines. Knows belongs to GAO, general instructional objective, and defines belong to SAO. Okay, and this is what we are very much concerned. And this These JO guide us to write the lesson plan. First, you have to write the lesson plan. Our lesson plan depends upon our GAOs. Whatever the learning experience provided by the teacher will be depending upon the SIOs written by the teacher trainers. Also, it will be helpful in evaluation, both even for explaining the lesson, even for providing learning experience. This is useful. Even for assessing the student, this is useful for both. SIOs are more useful. But anyway, from GAO only we are generating the SIO. That is the starting point, and we generate SIOs. Okay, I think you have understood.
Sir,
Yes, ask.
can we use the term nose in all GAOs, sir?
Yes. Can we use?
The term nose in all GAOs, sir? Or
You
the
can,
term nose only under the domain of remembering?
you can use remember also. Student remembers chemical bond. That is also GAO. But remember is GAO only, it's not specific. When you go to recall recognition, then only it is specific. You can use equivalent terms for nose, but it should come under GAO. That's all. This is not constant. You can use any parallel which is non-observable, which is non-measurable, which is inactive work. All those things you can use it. I provide only one type of example. You can use any type of similar example. Suppose here defines I have written. You can use any other word which are active verb, which are observable, which are measurable. Because all the time, for one lesson this is useful. For another lesson, you have to use different words. We cannot stop with only define. We can use any list out, name, all those things you can use, which comes under remember. Any other clarification?
Sir, can I use the same statement, student knows chemical bond under the understand domain, sir?
You can't. Nose cannot come under understand. Nose comes only in that is what knowledge level. Previous term was knowledge. That is, they changed it because that was umbrella term. That changed it to remember. Nose comes only in that category. Remember category one. If you go for next category, we cannot use no. Any other question? Hussain, any more question? Good. Okay. Also, you can see we have not written students. I didn't use the plural word. Students knows chemical bond. Students define, maybe grammatically it won't also correct, but we should not use the plural. We should always use the singular. Why it is so? For a teacher, when he or she writes the GAO or SIOs, they should use only plural form. Sorry, they should use only singular form, not the plural form. Why? Sridevi?
Sir, some may have some disruption or obstacle to learn. So
Some may have.
I think not every student can achieve that learning objectives in this, sir. So me
So we are using the singular.
don't know, sir. No idea.
Okay, no issue, no issue. Anyone?
Sir, so that the teacher can keep in mind that it has to be individualized according to the nature of the students. If we come in plural means the teacher will come to a compromise that almost everyone will be knowing. If
Good
a
answer.
singular, they will be reminded that few might have not understood or know that like that.
Wonderful answer. Wonderful answer. We are writing student because it is that we are taking the teacher has to provide individual attention in the class. Individual attention. That is why whether we provide it or not, that is different. But in writing, if you are writing student, which means that every student is keenly attended by the teacher. So that we are not giving plural. A holistic we are not giving. So I attend all the 44, 46. I attend all. So in that way, I we have to write, which means we are providing individual attention to each and every student. Therefore, student knows chemical bond. Student defines chemical bond. So uh, never write in plural. That is why to stress only I am telling. And also one more thing, we should not add to this. To know chemical student to know about chemical bond, student to define chemical bond. These two should not be added. Why it is so? In GIO and SIO, while writing, we should not write student to know about chemical bond, student to define about chemical bond. That word two should not be added. Yes, Devadarshini.
No, sir. No idea, sir.
Okay, okay, no problem. Any other student? Maithili. Okay, the answer is if it is if you put no, sorry, if you put two, which means that we are making it mechanically to know to define, which means that the teacher see how they have our curriculum experts, our how they are thinking. If you put two, what it is, that means that teacher does not makes it voluntarily, which means that they have to learn by themselves. They have to form the meaning by themselves, not by pressurizing. If you put two, which means that the teacher is pressurizing. You have to read this, you have to tell this, you have to know about this. So the word two, it tells that pressurizing, we are making it very mechanical. So if you remove the word to, it means that it has to come automatically. They have to form the meaning. So the teacher keeps on teaching. In the process of teaching, the student, they have to make the meaning by themselves. They have to form the meaning, or otherwise, teacher should facilitate the formation of the meaning. Teacher should not pressurize the formation of meaning. Okay, we should not be like policemen. So we should be like a kind person, wherein which we place the student in the place of the scientist to understand the meaning of the concept with which we are discussing. Those concepts should be formed in the minds of the students. Okay, that's why. So remember all these things, because these are the mistakes we may commit. Don't use two. Don't use plural while writing students. So like that, and see whether in SIO whether it is measurable or measurable and then observable in SIO. In GEO it is non-measurable, non-observable, inactive verbs. So like that you should check. Then it will be these only you should check. Then it will come correct statements. So any questions up to here? Clarifications. Okay, I hope that you have understood. I'll move for the second one. So understand. See, the same word I have taken from Benjamin, and the same word I am using. Student understands. The example is chemical bond. Any example you can take from physics, chemistry, or mathematics. Okay, it changes from lesson to lesson, but these are common. JEO, like the verbs are common. Lesson will be changing. Okay, student understand the types of chemical bond. You see the other side. Student classifies the chemical bond. Karthikeyan, where is the difference in understand? Karthikeyan is not there.
No, sir.
And that is why his father is asking whether he is coming to class or not. What to do? And they are correctly predicting. We only follow a polite man, because I cannot see that parents generally they are asking whether students are coming or not. I cannot say because particularly one fellow I cannot point out. Joining and going. What is this? You people, at least this you cannot do. See, Yashwant is also not there. Yashwant is there.
No, sir.
See, these fellows. I do not know what is. See, now it's very free. You are at home. For a class from home, you are joining. No, not to go anywhere. You get your food there. You get everything at home. Just you are coming for the class from home itself. Here itself, some people are coming, some people are not coming. Also, to parents, how we can? Otherwise, we have to call these fellows to the university. Okay, where we are? What is it? Where is the difference? Shantini? Here, where is the difference? Shantini is there. What is the name? Shantini is our student.
She's there, sir.
But she's not answering. Joined and left. Joined and just for joining, they joined and they are doing their own work. Okay, the difference is in understand and see the word. That's why I marked it in red in color. So the JO has understand and SAO has classified. That is the difference. Okay. One more thing I have to stress. I will tell the clue. You say the answer. Each GAO or SAO, it consists of two parts. What are the two parts? Whether it is GAO or SAO, it consists of two parts. It should contain two parts. Generally, it is a complete GAO or SAO. And what are those two parts? Okay, it consists of the content and the ability. Every GAO or SAO, it consists. I am saying the answer. It consists of the ability part and the content part. Now you say me, what is the ability part and what is the content part? This will be easy, no? What is the ability part?
Understanding.
Yes, ability part is from Benjamin Bloom's. What is the content part?
Chemical bonds.
Content part is that which you are teaching. So content part is what we are teaching, and the ability part comes from Benjamin Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, so every SAO and every GAO should contain always two parts. Okay, and don't give more than one which means that don't give two ability or don't give two content parts. Okay. Students knows and understand types of chemical bond. Like that we should not write. At a time we can do only one job. Students classifies chemical bond and metals. Like that don't give two content parts. Always it should contain, little bit we will refine, one ability part and one content parts. Every see, side by side I am saying also how to write. Not only I give the how it has to be written, the way in which it has to be written also I am telling. Starting from the first, we should not use the plural term. That is the number one. Second, we should not use the word to. Third, we should have one ability part and one content part always. We should not have more than that. Which means that it is very difficult. At a time, we cannot ask two things. And it is good step-by-step process. Okay. So now I am moving to the third one. Student applies the concept of ionic bond. Student forms hypothesis for ionic bond formation. Priyadarshini, what are the words which got changed? J Priyadarshini.
Sir? Sir?
What are the words which got changed?
Applies and form hypothesis.
Very good. It is in red in color. Okay. So applies belongs to general, inactive, non-observable, non-measurable. Forms hypothesis is active, measurable, observable. Okay. As like you formed a hypothesis, no, the train may come or may not come. Like that, students forms hypothesis for ionic bond formation. Okay. This is how we have tried. Next, skill. Students get skill in ionic bond. In SIO, student draws ionic bond. See the change. From skill, it is generic, and here it is specific. Draws. Okay. You can get more equivalent words in website also. You can check it out for apply. What are the equivalent terms for application, and for skill? What are those things we can write? I have also given in my previous slide. Interest, the last one in this category. So student gets interest in ionic bond. Equivalent, specific is students reads books related to chemical bond. So this it comes to interest. Okay. So the task for today is this one. We have to write this slide of your own content taken from 6 to 10 standard. Physics or chemistry or mathematics. Take any one content. Just have this page as a homework for today's class. So totally we have 2 homeworks. One is the essay type question. The second is this one. This slide particularly. See, ask me for any clarification.
What is the submission date, sir?
Is that your clarification? See, clarification upon this writing. Okay, submission dates on Sunday. Sunday is okay, no? For you?
Okay,
Or
sir.
you want Sunday of 2023? Any Sunday in 2023? Okay, I think Sunday can be better. This Sunday. So put in my WhatsApp. And don't go for the last one. First 4 is enough. Generally, I myself has given the 5th one to make a complete Benjamin Blooms, and normally this they won't be generally writing, because This may not happen in class itself. Suppose if you say affective domain, this reading book related to chemical bond, we cannot see this can be in our own class itself. That may happen in out of class also in these affective domains sometimes. Therefore, leave the last one. So have only the number 1 to 4. Remember, understand, apply, and skill. For 4 abilities, write GAO and write SAO. Parvadavardhini. Parvadavardhini is there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, your speaker is not going unmute. It's only locked, but you are speaking. I do not know how. Okay, Parvadavardhini, just you summarize how to write this. How to write? You me. I do not know how to write GAO, SAO. You tell me how to write. Give some points. Guide me how to write GAO and SAO. Parvadavardhani is sleeping, huh? Narendran,
Sir,
guide me, give some points how to write GAO and SAO.
sir, first we will is the 16 subdomain to 5 subdomains, sir, which is comprised skill by analyze, evaluate, and create, and psychomotor skills, sir.
Okay.
And we comprise all the 6 affective subdomains into a single and it name as interest, sir.
Okay.
Therefore, we get totally 5 subdomains which we have to going to write the lesson plans, sir. So we take 2 types of that is 2 types of
Good. Proceed. Good.
sectional objectives,
Good.
positive and specific.
Okay.
And specific.
Narendran, you are not getting any tower or a signal. If we ask by Narendran,
Sir.
Okay. Thank you, Narendran. Thank you. Priya, Manopriya, you continue. Manopriya, just continue after that.
Sir. Okay,
Don't
sir.
start from the beginning. You start from where he left.
Okay, sir. These two instructional objectives must have 2 points, sir. Ability point and content point, sir.
Very good. Good.
In ability point, we have the Benjamin Bloom's taxonomy, that domain, sir.
Good. Yes.
In content point, the content should be there, sir. What we are taking, that content should be there, sir.
Okay.
And difference should be there there between GIO and SIO, sir.
What type of difference?
Difference, sir. If you take a remember means knows in GIO. If I take a SIO means the term definition should be there, sir.
What are the remaining? Any other word we can substitute for different?
List out.
Students identifies the type of chemical bond. The word identify can be used.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Any other point? Kirtika, enough.
Thank you, sir.
Kirtika. Even we can talk to Prime Minister, but we cannot talk to our student. Even Prime Minister is coming in many screen-based meetings, but our student we cannot talk. Kritika, tell me, just add what she left, what Narendran and Mano Priya left. The remaining points you can add. Soumya. Soumya is there. Akbar, Sheikh Akbar Basha.
Yes, sir.
Tell me the leftover points. We should not use two. We should not use two. That is
Yes.
leftover. When then one more is there. Not following. Snega. What is the last one which is so far they have not recalled? Sneha. We have to recall Sneha herself. It's you are telling me one. What is the last one which they have not said so far? One more thing is there. Somebody have to be nearby to wake up. We should not go for plural form of writing. We should write singular form. Okay, so these are the ways how to write. See, I'll summarize. You have to totally now we have only 4 abilities. All the 16 they have filtered, or all the thing have been combined. You exclude interest also. That is not required, but for teaching purpose I have said. Therefore, 4 only. Remember, understand, apply, and skill. We have now 4 things. It has to be written in two types. One GAO, the other one in SAO. GAO are the words which are inactive, non-observable, or non-measurable. SAO are the words which are active, measurable, and observable. So many words you can get in web also. Just if you Benjamin Bruns, you can get different words. So 30, 40, like in numbers, that many numbers will come. Literally, that many numbers will be coming in websites. Like in apply itself, we can get some 10 to 20 words. So that you can, if you are getting different words, then you can write GO easily. Okay, and we should not go for plural, and we should not go write two added to it. Without two only we should write, and it should contain 2 part, ability part and content part. Each one. You should not have more than 1 ability and more than 1 content part. That it mean, otherwise you cannot have two captains in for a single ship. That's what they say. If for a ship only 1 captain will be better. If there are 2 captains, no, 1 captain will tell go to right, the other captain will tell go to left, and then the ship will not go anywhere. Likewise, for objective, we should have only 1 ability and 1 content part. We should not have more than that. Okay. So with that, it's very simple only. Once if you have a little bit of understanding, within 5 minutes, I think you can write. More than that, it may not be required. I may also post in YouTube, as you can have. If we close this class, but before closing, you can ask me any clarification.
Sir,
Yes, Manato.
one sentence, student defines chemical bond in own words. It will come under which? SIO or GIO?
Repeat that.
It will GIO, but in which? Remember subdomain or understand subdomain?
No, you repeat the statement once again. That statement alone you repeat.
Student defines chemical bond in own words.
Student defines chemical bond will come in SAO of remember. Oh, it defines in one words.
Yeah.
Yeah, that comes under. Tell me, you can tell. Students defines in one word where we should fix.
It should be in understand.
Correct. Correct. Your answer is correct.
Yes.
Students defines chemical bond in their own term, in his or her own term becomes under understand. SIO of understand. That's correct.
Yes.
Okay. So any more questions? So if you don't have any clarification, we will close our class. See, participate. I do not know if I call somebody, I do not know whether they are there or not. And we have to have some other technology to find you. Whether we have to open our camera also. Otherwise, we do not know whether you are there or not. Okay. So thank you so much. So stick to the see again. I will tell these assignments are not to give you some hardship in writing and all. These writing will helpful to for not forgetting this. That's why we are giving little assignments. This assignment will not take more than 5 minutes. Okay. The other that is essay type. Once if you keep writing, you will be remembering Benjamin Bloom's for months together. Otherwise, you will forget. And my suggestion, you go for a writing without seeing anything. I mean, like exam. You take a self exam. That is my suggestion. If you follow that, then be also good. Just take Benjamin Bloom's as a exam at your home. I don't think whether one teacher has to be there at home. Like, don't think like that. Just you go for exam like essay type question. There will be no mark for like 10 mark or 5 mark. Don't go. Nothing will be there. But it is your own attitude, your own interest. If you do that, then you will be remembering for many months months together. Okay, these are very important for as far as a teacher is concerned. You should know how to write JO, how to write SIO, also how to test. That will be the last. Testing will be next forthcoming classes. Will be going for it. Okay. So thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.